All right, everybody, welcome into the Jump to Start Racing podcast. My name is Wellington. I'm here with two of my closest friends, Ruben. Dancing Ruben, say hello.
What's going on, guys?
Dancing Yhancy.
Hi.
We're recording here. It's actually Memorial Day weekend in the United States.
Rain, go away.
Yeah, normally it's the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend.
Yes.
Did it, a week early.
Yeah, we have the Indy 500 this weekend.
Very excited about that.
That's always a good race.
Yes.
Thank you, Faith, for reminding me of when I went to Monaco.
2017.
Yes,
what a
sir.
wonderful time. How are you guys doing?
You guys got to stop reminding me of that. I didn't go.
You should have came.
I'm doing
Damn
awesome.
it. I didn't go.
Should have came.
How you doing, Jens?
I'm doing okay.
There you go. How about you, Wellington? How you doing?
Fantastic.
This is like the beginning of the summer, and it sucks that it's going to be raining all weekend. But you know what? Stay positive, boys. Let's go.
I wanted to say that I'm doing really fantastic, and do you know why I'm fantastic? Because I know that I can, if I get a flat tire, I can go and I could take the nuts off of my car, and I'll be able to slide that tire right off. I don't have to wait 43 hours like Valtteri Bottas had to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's our first new segment. 43 hours, world's longest pit stop. They got Valtteri Bottas' car from Monaco. They drove it all the way to, not the car itself, but they were able to take it to the factory, and they finally got the car off.
The wheel.
Or the wheel off. The car off the wheel.
They got the car off the
Yeah.
truck, though.
Yeah.
Trying to save
Ruben,
it,
we were talking about this before we started recording. What the heck? We talked about it a little bit. What happened?
No, pretty much one of the Sky, whatever, reports where
Commentators.
when they were interviewing Toto Wolff, he partially blamed Bottas because he went into pit stop out of place. So
Yeah,
the gunman had to go further out, and that's when I guess he didn't grab properly or whatever, and it just shring.
He went too forward, and then it's like
He was not in the box. I think he was too far away from the gunman or something like that.
well, obviously he was out of place. I think it was that he was too forward, so he had to go in at an angle. And then, if you ever like use a drill and you're trying to drill in like a
I've
Phillips,
done that.
yeah, and instead of like you're supposed to go straight in. If you go at an angle, the drill bit starts stripping the nut. So it's basically
vice
what
versa.
happened at a very high speed. If you see the slow motion, you'll see all the metal shards.
Little frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a fantasy scene. Like,
Well, my favorite part of that whole thing is that we talk about how Mercedes has a no-blame culture, right? Nobody's at fault. We just want to do better. What's the first thing they do? Oh, Valtteri's fault. He's the one that screwed this up.
yeah, but Lewis Hamilton was doing the same thing with the team after their race too.
He was blaming the team.
Yeah, he basically blamed the team.
How did this happen?
After
Why are you still in front of me?
well, this happened and after his race. So I mean, I guess that no blame culture. It seems to me Mercedes might be showing cracks in the armor.
But we also saw that somebody at Mercedes had a nice, unique job. He looked like a jeweler because he was grinding away at the little nut to make the new track.
Yeah, you're right. Because you know what I thought they were gonna do? Us thinking because we're not an F1
Well, you're
team.
thinking. I don't think.
Well, all right, fine. Damn, bro. Be a little bit, you sound like Leclerc right now. Be a little bit easier on yourself, bro.
I'm
Too
sorry.
hard on yourself, man. I'm stupid.
I'm so stupid.
I thought they were just gonna take a saw and just go and
just grind it out like that.
grind it out, but I guess not.
No, they described like a
like a
jewelry
little-
one.
yeah. Maybe that's like a little
be the track.
specialized tool that they made themselves. 'Cause
Probably.
That's what they.
They redid the little threads, I guess, on it to be able to take it off. But it's still 43 hours.
I think that if anybody gets a chance, anybody that's listening, make sure to watch the race debrief from James Vowles. I know he puts a lot of people, including Ruben, to sleep.
Yes.
But he does go into a lot of detail as to
I did not
what
see it.
exactly happened.
Did he blame Bottas?
Yeah, and he actually also talks about the Lewis Hamilton, his race strategy. I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, I got to watch it now.
No, he was like, oh, they were trying to do an overcut.
Was he awake? Was he himself awake?
He was awake.
Okay,
I
good.
stayed awake.
Did you stay away?
I stayed awake.
Yeah, but he's an engineer. Of course, they understand each other.
They were talking about how
You see?
they
But
wanted.
he's not that hard to understand.
No, not understand. It's just his pace and the way he talks. He just takes you right away to the next part of the world.
Is that how you fall asleep at night?
Pretty much.
You put James Brown's on?
Instead of counting sheep,
he sings Rockabye Baby
listens
to you?
James Brown. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Sorry.
Talking about pit stops. Okay, let's move on from
Poor Bottas.
poor Bottas. Took the blame. No blame culture.
That sucks for him, man.
Yeah.
He has no luck.
He literally has no luck. And you know, obviously he gets a lot of slack. And we give him a lot of slack, but
Flack.
or flack, I should say. We give him a lot of flack. But he's a solid driver year in, year out.
Yeah.
And you know, he had that one bad race in Imola, but after that he's been pretty good, pretty close to Lewis. Hasn't been beating him, but he's been pretty close. Actually, he was gonna beat him this weekend, and then when he does get a chance to beat him, something always happens.
And say it loud, has no luck either.
Well, that's why. It's just something always happens. Remember him, Baku's coming up. Remember when he got a flat tire? He was about to win
He was
the race.
about to win the race.
Come on, bro.
He won it the next year, though.
Yeah. But still,
What's it the next year?
2019?
2019.
poor Bottas.
The Bendy Wing saga has now gone
And
to
it continues.
the front wing.
To the front.
Are two fierce competitors, Red Bull, Mercedes. Now it's been revealed on camera. I think Helmut Marko said he saw it literally on TV on coverage from either Sky or like one of the.
That video was actually came out the same weekend all this stuff started. And
Crazy.
Actually, before they even brought it out,
So what video? Just so
it was during practice. It was during practice before this even started. Before Lewis even made that comment, it was during the practice before the race. And the commentators were just in awe of how that front wing when they have that camera angle on the nose basically.
Mm-hmm.
They have that camera angle on the nose, and when it hits the straight, the wind obviously just brings that wing down, and
the wind brings the wing down.
There you go. Okay. Say that 3 times.
The front wing.
The front wing down, and they were just in awe of like how these things flex, but they weren't even mentioning it. And
Yeah, it wasn't
then
a
you know,
topic yet.
Yeah, and then Lewis comes out with that.
But
with
if
that
you look
comment.
at all the videos of the not now, I'm talking about in the past. If you look at older videos of the Red Bull front wing, it has always flags. Like when they're in the straight or when they're braking, it just pretty much takes like a.
Because
It's like all the
there's always
the little scales that he has, like it
Yeah.
opens up.
remember that the rules stipulate that there is an allowance on how
They have
much
to.
these wings can flex. I mean, it's not possible for them to be sturdy because
They'll
if
break.
they're sturdy, they'll break.
Or
So-
they'll shatter.
I mean, the argument is that certain teams, and there's probably more teams. Obviously, Ferrari has admitted that they take
have.
advantage of it. Red Bull takes advantage of it, but they do it within the rules. These wings are able to flex more. Now, all of a sudden, Lewis Hamilton makes a comment. Everybody starts making a big deal out of it, and then it escalates even more because Toto Wolff now is threatening in Baku because obviously the technical directives or the new regulations are not pertaining to the bendy wings are not going to be enforced until after Baku, going into the French Grand Prix. Now they're all up in arms because obviously this is probably the track with the long straight in Baku. This is the track that it would matter that Red Bull the most because Red Bull does gain a significant advantage if that wing bends back. It's like a second DRS almost.
Well, yeah, whatever.
I got a question.
Guess what? Wait.
I'm just thinking about
Red Bull
this.
still has to, one, pretty much really participate in the race. Two, not crash in the race.
Yeah.
Baku history has shown that Red Bull is not the luckiest team, except for Ricciardo, not the luckiest team in Baku.
I don't know if they benefit in a situation like Baku because what happens on the straights in Baku is you'll open up the DRS. You're not going to get that much
That's
flexion.
exactly what I was gonna say.
You're not going to get that much flexion on the wing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. But however, for example, half of sector 3, and we can go into this later. Half of sector 3 is not that DRS zone.
Yeah.
Which is coming after that castle section where it's not really a straight, but it's kind of a straight.
Super high.
Yeah, it's
Before you get to
it's
the
a
DRS
straight with
zone,
like a kink.
Yeah.
It's called like whatever turns.
So
That
maybe
was
they can
Where
Grosjean
Grosjean, well, Ericsson hit him.
Yeah.
Let's be very fair about that. Ericsson hit him.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like they'll have some advantage in that first half of that sector, but then going into the main straight where they can open the DRS, I don't know how much of an advantage when that wing opens with the DRS. I don't think they'll have that much of an advantage.
So that's what I was going to say about the other flexing wing. The benefit of the front wing being flexible is not going to be as pronounced, right? Because if you're going, you would have to really be hitting these corners so much more faster, because what the front wing flexing down does is it creates more of a vacuum at the bottom of the car, keeping it stuck to the ground. There's not going to be a lot of turns where you're going to be hitting them at such high speed that the front wing is going to flex, and you're going to need that. Sorry, I just hit my mic. You're going to need the
flexi fingers.
Yeah, flexi fingers. That the front wing is going to bend, and you're going to need that traction. So what I'm thinking about is stuff like what we just talked about in Baku, that it's like a straight, but it's not really. But the cars are already tuned to be able to take that without lifting. What I'm thinking about is like parabolica. That's where it'll be like helpful.
Yeah, but by that time the regulations will be
change.
in place.
Right,
yeah.
right. It would have helped at like the Turkish Grand Prix or like Austin, where you have a long turn that you kind of need to come off the gas. You'll be able to have a little more suction to the road. But the flexi front wing in Baku and in France, well, there's a similar turn in France.
Yeah, but
by
again,
then it'll be
in place. It's just that it's just with Azerbaijan, just because of the unique nature of the track with sector 3, where sector 3 is almost like an entire straight. The cars are always flat out.
Yeah.
After you take turn 16, after you get off of turn 16, the cars are flat out there. So I mean, I don't know. I think it seems like it's more mudslinging than anything. Yeah. But Total Wolf is
soap opera.
Yeah, Total Wolf is threatening to take it to not only it'll be a protest, but then it'll go to the Motorsport Council,
and enter into sue as well.
That's the whole thing. It's just like to escalate it to that point, to the point where the whole breakdown saga with Racing Point last year,
yes.
where it got to that point. I don't know. I mean, I think it's obviously the margins are so close, and you can tell. What this tells me is that Mercedes is definitely worried about Red Bull.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And what's funny about the James Vowles video, the race debrief that put Ruben to sleep, they actually talk, it's going to give us a chance to fight against Red Bull. It's like, yo, come on. Like, what are we talking about? They're still the odds-on favorite. They're coming on to France. They're coming on to Baku. They're coming on to Silverstone, where they're going to be.
Yeah, but it's 3-2 right now, man. It's 3 wins for Mercedes, 2 wins for Red Bull.
Okay, and it took Lewis finishing 7th, and it took a DNF from Valtteri Bottas. We still have not gotten any DNFs from Max or Sergio Perez.
They're coming.
They're coming, right?
Baku's the perfect place.
Right now, Mercedes has had.
You guys sound like Mercedes.
I want to say Mercedes has had all the bad luck, but that's not actually true.
You guys sound like me when I talk about Ferrari right now.
Okay,
I'm just being realistic. I think that I think Mercedes is just going to dominate. This is just another chapter every week in the saga. It's like as the world turns. I'm very excited about this.
I'm just hoping Red Bull keeps punching back. It's good title fight, man. We got a title fight. Let's go.
Hey, he has the attention.
Yes.
And he's dingling down to the point. And all
Did
that
you
stuff.
just say dingling down to the?
What are the wrong words you use? Oh, trickling down. My bad. I don't know.
It's definitely dingling.
Ding-a-ling.
Speaking of dingling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. There you go. Sorry. Go ahead.
Speaking of dingling. Aston Martin.
Wow. What?
Aston Martin.
That's a forced segue.
Whoa.
No.
Well, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, because
it might make sense.
They were complaining on how the FIA rules were targeting them. That's the whole. That's the dingling part.
Here we
Well,
go.
they mentioned the low rate cars.
That it was targeting low rate cars, but we're coming off of a season where they were already penalized points.
Yeah.
Where they had the whole brake duct issue, like you guys talked about, and now to have to deal with this low rate concept. But they're performing updates to their car. They have updated the floor. They have introduced new side pods. We saw Sebastian Vettel's great drive. The strategy was good. We saw Lance Stroll also finish in the points. So we saw them jump from 7th to 5th. Do we see Aston Martin continuing to be able to throw money into the car this year and perform even better than where they're at? Can they catch up to McLaren and Ferrari? What do you guys think?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
I don't think
They will have good weekends because to me, last weekend they had a good weekend where the
They had
strategy.
a great weekend compared
Yeah,
to
but the
where
strategy fell into place. They executed it properly. Like all the actions that were written on the board came up. Yeah, because they.
No.
Oh, I see your face.
I'm thinking.
Like, what the hell?
No. I can see that, but I'm just thinking. I think I might change my answer
Okay.
because there's
But they're saying that they
Yeah,
can.
go ahead.
They're going to keep bringing up this to the car, so they're going to keep improving the car. But they're not bringing as many because they don't want to also forget about 2022.
That was my point.
So it's a tough year to keep developing like the way they're doing. With the money being also,
You walked right into my point because
Excuse me.
what happens is
Watch where you're going, dude.
that
I might get shot.
stop being a dingle.
Oh no.
Oh no. We keep forgetting that obviously this year's important.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you want to be able to get the most amount of points, finish higher in the constructors to collect money. But 2022 is next season, and 2022 brings a big rule change, and teams are struggling to when basically at what point do they stop developing this car and switch over to the development of the 2022 car?
That's a tough job for the low rate cars.
Yes.
So-
Well, it's a tough job, especially for a team that doesn't have the same resources like an Aston Martin. So
They do have the resources.
no, I mean
have a ton of money.
they have yeah, but there's also a cost cap.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, but
Bendy
it's also,
wings,
but it's
bendy
also,
rules,
but it's also the experience
You're
and
bendy wings,
yeah,
bendy
but
rules.
it's also because it's also the experience and how good of a team is. Obviously, you're gonna say that Mercedes is a better team than Aston Martin. So, and you're gonna say that Red Bull is a better team than Aston Martin because they just have the know-how, the experience, they know how to win. Aston Martin, they're good in the midfield.
They're good at saving money.
traditionally, yeah, but
Aston Martin is great at saving money.
however, it's still a big decision because now what happens is that they start the season on the back foot. They started the season on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting a ton of their development into this car, but how much of that will carry over to the 2022 car? Not much.
Yeah.
So at what point do you say, all right, let's stop developing this car just to move up in the standings, and let's start developing the 2022 car and see if we can get a better chance starting off next season.
So here's my question to you guys, right? I think that their dollars spent today to make up the difference is going to be important. My question to you guys is, do we continue favoring the high rate concept cars next season?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to make a difference because remember that the aerodynamic concept is very different next season. We're talking about it's more of a, obviously they're going to have the Venturi tunnels. It's going to be more of a what do they call it?
In what country do they have those tunnels? Man?
Yo, I had what you did. All right, it's gonna be more ground effect.
Yeah. Venturi is a
yeah,
Venturi effect is a aerodynamic.
That's what country they got those tunnels?
Somebody who doesn't know would be like, Italy. Yeah, it's a region in Italy.
With a lot of wine.
Yeah, Venturi.
And
No, so it's gonna be
Oh man.
yeah. So the concept is gonna be completely different because the reason these floor, the reason why they're having such a so much trouble with the floor, especially when it's a low rate car, is that the name of the game with the floors was to keep the air under the car enclosed, not to leak out, so it could go straight to the diffuser to get more suction.
And the back wind.
Yeah, they're not gonna have to do that next season because the regulations already say that you're gonna have those venturi tunnels. It's gonna be more ground effect. Most of the downforce on next year's car is going to be through the diffuser. So I don't.
So
think
we see
it's-
McLaren just making that big jump next year because they took a big leap this year when they came with the type of diffuser they brought.
Yeah, but again, it's
Right,
It's going to be a different
It's gonna
concept.
be-
No,
different
but
concept.
just meaning are they developing that well for next year that they're tricking it around so
I
much.
mean,
that
it's hard to really say, oh, McLaren's going to be better than Mercedes.
No,
Red
not
Bull.
saying to that respect. I'm saying they're going to be also keep escalating their improvements.
I'm sure they will.
Listen, every time you have a rule change, it's a toss up on who
comes on top.
who comes on top. The last rule change was in 2017 where they make the cars wider. It wasn't that much of I mean, obviously, there was a lot of changes, but Mercedes was still able to stay on top because the concept of the car wasn't that different. It's just, wider, you figure it out. But this is a totally different concept. You're going from the concept of these current cars now, which was the same before the 2017 rule change, is how do I take the air coming from the front of the car into the back of the car where I can create enough suction to create downforce. Next year is just going to be, the air's going, you're going to get most of your downforce through the bottom of the car. That's going to be standard. There's going to be other areas of development, but it's just a completely different car, the way it's going to race, because their goal is to get most of the air, most of the downforce under the car so they can be able to race closer. Mm-hmm. So the goal of the 2017 cars and the current car is how fast can you get around the track. Yeah. The goal of these new cars is going to be how close can we follow so we can get better racing. So you don't have these, crazy gaps between these cars.
Because of the Venturi tunnels and all that stuff.
Yeah, in Italy.
So in other words, Aston Martin should not put too much money into this year.
Well,
They still are there.
I think they are
Lawrence-
because he wants to save face.
And Stroll said that.
Yeah, he wants to stay face, but again, when do you put your pride aside and focus on the rules that are actually going to be in effect for the next few years instead of just this year?
What was the last time you saw a billionaire put their pride aside?
Yeah. Well, I mean that'll be.
He did it last year in that video.
He looked like freaking
Because
Darth Vader.
is what we've mentioned before, man. I always look at McLaren and what they did when Zach Brown took over the reins there. At first, it was all boasting, "Oh no, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better," and they're telling the media it's gonna get better. It's Honda. Their engine sucks. And then you take the Honda engine away, their aerodynamics sucks, and that's when they're like, all right, hold on. Let's set the expectations low, as far as like perception on the outside, but let's keep working to make sure that the team is improving. Same thing is happening with Ferrari. Ferrari has put their expectations low, and now everybody's celebrating, and you never used to see this before. Now everybody's celebrating a second place or a third place. Alonso mentioned this when Alonso was at Ferrari. When he used to get a second place, it seemed like it was a funeral because Ferrari was always expected to win. Now they're not expected to win. Why? Because the perception in the media is they're not going to win races anytime soon. So even if they place high in the midfield, it's a victory for them until the rule change comes about. Lawrence Stroll did not do that. He came in, on the heels of last year because they had a really good car last year, even though I personally think we all could agree that they underperformed how good that car is. And all of a sudden you start this season with these high expectations with Lawrence Stroll, being like, yeah, we're going to be the best. We're going to be at the top. And all of a sudden you have one rule change and that rule change paralyzes you to the back of the midfield, and meanwhile you have your big brother team, which is Mercedes, figuring it out, and they're still winning races. So yeah, your team is not as good as you are making it out to be. Calm down, set the expectations low, and just and as Max says, do your talking on the track.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Race preview time. So, heading into the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
How you say it?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Not Baku.
Not Baku. Baku's the
Baku's
city.
the city.
Yeah.
That's where the circuit is. And as usual, we lead off with our good friend Ruben, the trivia master.
Trivia master.
Go ahead. I don't even remember. I got to go back and check what the score is. I think it's 7-3.
Who's leading?
Yhancy.
How?
I don't know. But
me hold
I'm going to claw back some points today. Hopefully.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Hello.
He did his homework.
No, you know what? I did not, but
Is it because there's not that much history in this track?
because
from
I wanted to go with the whole gentleman, the show review, and then like you guys said I would get 2 points, but I did not look into it. So I gotta remember to memorize.
Oh,
that
that's
for
how
next
you.
episode.
That's how you're playing.
That's how I'm gonna.
back?
Yes, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to. Ruben, take it away.
Let's go. So we go back.
But it has to be the entire thing.
Yeah, I will.
We're now. Look, I even crack my fingers and cracking again. But so let's go. It's not a long book of like a long encyclopedia of history or where to get stuff, but there is a lot of action always in this track. So there's always things you get. So let's go with that. But I think it's going to be a super easy question. Hell yeah.
I'm ready to tap, baby.
Okay. Name the driver that, after a lap one incident, had to do a whole lap with 2 flat tires.
Alonso. Damn it.
Wait, first.
No,
Let's go with another easy one then. Name the driver that became the second youngest driver to score a podium when he finished third at this track.
Stroll. But hold on, man.
I hit
Hold
it
on.
first.
You hit it first.
Yeah.
He did hit it first.
All right.
I hit it.
I'm gonna have to get like buzzers.
Yeah.
Or a little bell.
Or bell. Bing bing. How annoying would that be?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go with a medium one. I couldn't find hard questions.
Okay.
In 2019, Valtteri Bottas became the second driver to win from pole. Name the other driver to win from pole, and he did it in 2016.
Nico Rosberg.
Oh, well, it's
Yo, Wellington. Yo, you studied, bro.
No,
So what score now?
I'm down by 1.
Okay.
He's keeping score.
Yeah, he's keeping score.
I was down 4 coming in,
So-
and I just picked up 3.
Name the only driver to do a Grand Slam in a race weekend here at Baku. Grand Slam is win the race, fastest lap, and get pole.
Lewis Hamilton.
That was
Damn, I know.
win the race, fastest lap, and get pole.
Dude,
I know it was. It must have been Nico Rosberg. Yeah,
who you thought it was? Jens?
tied
I
up.
thought it was Ricardo.
No. That's it. That's all I got, man.
All right, thank you.
Oh, he
Well
tied
done,
it up.
Baku.
Jens, he cleaned you out in Baku.
Yeah,
dude.
for real, bro. I wasn't expecting this.
What's going on?
No, it was. I've seen every race. That's what's going on. I've been able to see every race.
You saw where Nico Rosberg?
Yes,
What?
back in the day, 2016.
2016.
No, I didn't see that.
That was the first time we saw, by the way, 2016. So now we go into the history of the track. Oh, well, let's take it in. Trivia's already done. How many more
Okay,
questions do you want?
I'm sorry. I want to take the lead. All right, Ruben, lead us into track history, Professor. Holy! All right, you know what? I'm out of here.
That's when my face changes and I get the emoji with a little.
That was like
The powdered way.
that was a hockey assist. Pass.
Or okay,
All right.
let's go back. How many years was Baku the European Grand Prix?
1.
Okay.
I couldn't put that as a question. But.
Yeah.
That was 2016.
2016,
That was the first
yes.
race.
So that was the first held in 2016, and it was called the 2016 European Grand Prix.
That was a boring.
Who was it that crashed into Roman Grosjean?
It was
I
Ericsson.
couldn't put that
It
either.
was Ericsson.
So it's only been since 2017. It's been called the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Yep.
There's really that much ahead. Like only repeat winners constructors Mercedes. there has never been a repeat winner as far as like it could be done this weekend.
They've won 3 times there, right?
No, Mercedes won twice.
Okay, wait. It was the European Grand Prix previously.
Yeah, 2016.
What?
Oh, that was
Name 2
Rosberg?
tracks that hosted the European Grand Prix.
I got that.
Okay, go ahead.
The Nürburgring.
Uh-huh.
And I forgot the name. The name of the other one.
Brands Hatch,
Yeah.
Donington, I think. That's when they had the Saga. That's why I remember that one, because Ayrton Senna won
No,
that.
I think the European Grand Prix was.
Yeah, Donington.
No, I think.
Didn't they do
I
it
think
in
Valencia.
Valencia? Yeah.
Valencia, yeah. That was the last one
Valencia.
before.
Yeah.
Valencia and the ring. That was.
You know who won that race?
Who?
Alonso.
Oh, shoot. Whoa.
Wow, we are nerds. Anyway, I'm sorry, continue.
So pretty much the only repeat construction winners have been Mercedes done in 2018 and 2019. However, either Bottas or Ham could be a repeat winner because they have both won.
Right.
Or Ricardo, but do you guys see Ricardo winning?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. So they've won 4 times.
Mercedes,
No.
3 times. Once
16.
16, 18, and 19.
Yeah,
17 was Ricardo, right?
yeah. That was a good race. A 17 race.
Dude.
Yeah, pretty much since this race was added to the calendar.
That was nuts.
That was a
That was
really
so
good race,
nuts.
and that was the
Vettel overshooting the thing and
seeing
then
red.
Bottas
Yeah,
catching
so
up.
that's all the freaking highlights I have written down for the history of the track.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
No, it's
ahead.
just-
I
it's such a
apologize.
good-
yeah.
But I did it by years, by the way. You guys are jumping year back and back in. I did it by years. So
So go ahead.
every
I'm sorry.
year since it's been added to the calendar has shown us a super exciting race, except for 2016 where Nico Rosberg just swept through everybody. 2017, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix was arguably the best race of that season. Like it was. Like the torpedo ran into Sainz, causing him, I guess, to be out of the race. Danny Rick, that's the year Danny Rick won, that he actually went from 10th. And also
Listen, 2017 was the year that.
that he also did a 3-car overtake.
No, check this
and all
out.
this stuff.
Yeah, but that was the year that Vettel ran into the back of Lewis.
But that was my points.
All
Sorry,
right,
man.
that's it.
I'm
That's
gonna
it.
keep my mouth
No
shut.
more. That's it. We're sorry.
Yo,
Ruben.
just shut us up, bro. Just be
That's
like,
it.
yo, shut
So
up,
Pretty
bro.
much. But I'm going as it happened in the race.
Yeah, I'm
Sainz ran
sorry.
into.
Go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize, Ruben.
I know. Yhancy
Give
already
us the
mentioned.
wah, wah, wah.
So that was also the year that under the safety car, Vettel believed that Hamilton brake tested him or brake checked him, and he pulled alongside Hamilton. And it was like, I think Vettel timed it perfect because it was just pretty much, they hit each other wheel to wheel. It wasn't like, I hit him with my wing or
Yeah.
nothing because nothing broke on the car.
That could have been so much worse.
Right? If he didn't, that's how much these guys know their cars and know their distance, you could say,
Yeah.
because he just hit his wheel,
His wheel, boom, boom. That's it.
pretty much rim to rim or wheel to wheel, and that cost him the race actually.
Yeah.
Because he was actually leading the race because he had
No, he was
on the way to winning the race because he had a 10-second stop and go. So
he had a 10-second stop and go, but that was the same race. I don't know if are you gonna mention this?
go ahead.
Where Hamilton, obviously he got this 10-second stop and go. Hamilton's headrest started coming off in the middle of the
I
race.
did not have that as a point. Damn,
Hamilton's
yes.
headrest-
Yeah, that was also
Yo,
like
17 was
super
so nuts.
shocking.
Boom. So then he
nuts.
had to pit, and that's how Danny Rick
Yep,
got
yep,
the
yep.
lead.
You remember
And at the end of the race is
Valtteri Bottas?
Lance Stroll was running
In second.
place,
I had that.
and Valtteri Bottas pipped him at the end.
I had that
okay,
on my notes.
okay.
But it was
Shut
like
me up, bro.
it was really like a photo finish kind of stuff.
That was one of the
between
most memorable
Stroll and-
races, man.
Yeah, so I liked 8. I'm sorry, Ruben, are you?
No, go ahead. 17. If
No,
we're still in 17.
So I really love.
This is still 17, by the way.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but Nico Hulkenberg and Carlos Sainz are just all out in their Renault, all out attack on
That
the
was
Red
17.
Bulls in 18.
Gotcha, okay.
Yes,
You
that
jumped now the
picture
years.
was
I did. I'm
so-
sorry.
Be careful what you're saying.
But
because
it
you
was
jumped
it
to
was
next year.
so nuts. You see, it was like 2 bumblebees going after like the Red Bulls, and like just the team play mechanics that they both showed in 2018. God, Baku. And then 2019 was such a disappointment. But I'm sorry. Go ahead with 17.
No, 17 was finished already. You said 18 was a disappointment?
No, 19 was a
19
disappointment.
was a
So 19 was
Because
the
we were
only,
all hyped.
Yeah, 19 was the only year that
could've
besides the incident between Ricardo and Kvyat, where Ricardo, I guess, went to overtake him and overshot the turn.
Yes.
And then he went like into a
He had to-
runoff,
had
but
to
then
reverse
he
out.
reversed and
Yeah.
he just hit
Hit-
Kvyat.
yeah.
But that's 2019. 2018.
2019, what I remember 2019 was that Leclerc was dominating that weekend. and then he crashed out in qualifying and messed up his entire chance.
It was with
the
the
cheating
engine.
Who's gonna remember
Of course,
that?
Doesn't
I would
matter,
dominate with a
bro.
cheating engine.
Yeah, but who cares? He's still gonna win.
Can I get some steroids?
Got 7 poles that week.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing Ferrari was missing
Listen,
that
if
year.
you're not, if
Steroids.
you're, what did you say, Wellington? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
We're Dominican.
There you go.
Whoa, what does that mean?
It means I played dominoes. I played dominoes to win. That's what it means. I played dominoes to win.
So let's go back a year now.
Okay.
2018 was also
Can you tell we're excited about this, right?
Yeah.
was also a race we can remember because it happened first lap. Ocon had an incident, and also Alonso had a big incident. But that's what we mentioned earlier, where he had the 2 flat tires and he had to go all the way around. And also under the safety car, that's when Grosjean crashed, and in which he believed his teammate hit him, which mentioned as well.
Not his teammate. It was Ericsson.
That was in his teammate back then?
No. When did
Oh, my
Grosjean
bad.
drive for
No,
Sauber?
I'm confusing with Magnussen. My bad. My bad. But it also, then after that, it was headed towards the finishing stages where Mercedes had already complained about debris in the track, by the way, and it happened that Bottas catches the debris and
He
handed
was leading the race.
Hamilton the win without a hassle.
That sucks, man. That was an exciting race.
Both. The
17
only
and
one that
18
sucked was not
no,
sucked,
well,
but that did not live up to the hype was 2019.
Yeah, and then 2016, at least you got the surprise podium by Paris.
Also, 2016 was the lowest audience they had of all time. They only had like
2016?
30,000. Yeah, they only had like 30,000 people there.
What was the first one?
But then 2017 was like an increase of like over 100% of, like 130% increase in attendance. Because obviously that's like 76,000%.
I like this race. It just has a combination of everything. The racing's always pretty good. The scenery is nice.
Yes.
And then
are those fake buildings or those real buildings?
those are real buildings. What are you talking
that's
about?
not what I heard before. I heard
Is
like
that-
those are hollow buildings. Are they just serious?
What is it, a Hollywood set?
Something like that, yeah.
No. I mean, well,
By the way,
The,
Baku pays F1 $50 million to host the event.
fake buildings.
I'm telling you, they've said that.
What are you going to pay them to host it in New Jersey?
I ain't paying shit. I'm paying my entrance. I'm paying my entrance.
All right.
I already paid New Jersey
We've had
taxes.
way too much fun here.
Yeah.
Let's move on to
Can you tell we like
our
this race?
prediction. Yeah, this is going to be a phenomenal race, hopefully. Let's move on to our predictions. Qualifying. Who is pole position?
Max Verstappen.
I think you're nuts. I think to say that Red Bull has caught up that much, I don't know. I think it's Mercedes 1-2.
Yes,
Valtteri Bottas.
he is fast on this track.
He loves this track.
Think
Loves
he's
this
gonna
track.
take pole position.
Wow. So now I'm gonna post the image of myself laughing at you.
So in this race, Valtteri
Don't let
Bottas,
me down, Valtteri.
he's gonna show everybody his R's and gonna take.
Right.
Yes.
He's gonna be pissed off about
Yeah.
the wheel nut.
He's not too keen on starting his OnlyFans just yet.
All right, so I think it's a Mercedes 1-2 with Max Verstappen 3. Who do you think 1, 2, 3? Ruben.
I'd say Max in qualifying, followed by Bottas and Ham. It's a toss up. It's between those two guys too. Anyways,
Yeah,
They're super cool.
I'm gonna say Bottas, Hamilton, and Verstappen.
Okay. I think 4-5 is going to be both McLarens.
Whoa, not Paris.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Paris.
All right, so let's I'll give fourth to Mando, fifth to
Mando.
Paris.
Mando Norris.
Yo, dude.
Yo, dude. All right, race time. What are we thinking?
Hamilton takes it. Hamilton, Bottas, Max.
I think it'll be a Ham Bot Vert.
Yeah, because it's that Bottas can out qualify Hamilton, but I can never see Bottas beating Hamilton in a race because Hamilton is just too quick over this. It's going to be 51 laps. Yeah.
But I think in 2019 they were really close at the beginning, but Bottas still led for a while the race.
I don't know. It's just something has to go wrong where maybe the tires are not heating up well or something for Hamilton not to overtake Bottas.
This
or
might
something
be-
goes wrong with the.
If Bottas has a clean race, this might be the race he'll win.
Yeah, he might have a clean race, but that
because
would,
he is fast.
He
I'm
is.
just thinking.
But like, okay, if whoever has a clean race and everybody else crashes and like,
because Bottas loves this track. He's always been super fast in this track, and this might be the track where he gets it done. Where obviously in the game I sucked in this track as well, but
Steven was really good in this track.
yeah, this track because all the straights that he has,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily.
it's not a very technical track.
Exactly. You don't need all the technology.
Yeah, it's not a
So
very
that might help
technical
Bottas.
track. Yeah.
It might help whoever gets.
Who do you think?
Paul.
Who did you say?
I think it's Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. So here, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go with your prediction.
And you?
I already said it.
He said Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Put Bottas first.
I'm gonna put Bottas first.
There you go.
I'm gonna put Bottas, Verstappen, and Hamilton.
Whoa.
Yeah.
okay.
You think Hamilton's going to be pissed? Still going to be pissed from the Monaco incidents?
I don't know. The thing with Hamilton is that obviously he started the year off. Very strong, but when Hamilton goes into a bit of a funk, he goes into a bit of a funk for a few races. So maybe that'll happen.
Go ahead.
And then I'll put Mando in fourth. I think McLaren's gonna be super quick,
Yeah. So
especially
here's my
with the
question.
Mercedes engine.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
We see Max Verstappen is ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the World Drivers' Championship standings.
Mm-hmm.
Does Mercedes say to Bottas, yo, Valtteri, this is James. We need to think about the World Drivers' Championship.
So early.
It's so early, right? It's so early, but
Damn, Wellington just took it
every point is going to count, right?
out of left field right there.
Man, that's a good question. So
Every point is
early
gonna
in
count.
the season.
Guys, we're pitting now to get fastest lap 1 point. You don't think that the 25 to the 18 is going to matter?
Yes.
So all right, so let's
It will matter.
let's
Right?
review where we're at. Right, we have Verstappen in first with 105. We have Hamilton 101. We have Norris with 56 and Bottas in fourth with 47. You're talking that Hamilton has
they'll tell him to
double
let
the
him pass.
points.
But they'll tell Valtteri to let
Hamilton has more than double the points
They're
of
not-
Bottas. Do you think team orders already into play in the sixth race of the season?
Right now, the Mercedes goal is to beat Red Bull and Max Verstappen. They're not thinking about let's win the constructor or whatever. And they're thinking about they have to win both, and Hamilton wants to win as well.
I don't know.
And then in
I
the
don't know. I think
it's they're up by. Damn.
I hope
It's a
I hope
question
when
for you.
that call comes out,
it's
that,
not going to come. I don't think
that
it's too
Bottas
early.
purposely break his radio or something.
Can
I
you
can't hear you guys.
Can you hit the drop?
Can you believe that we're talking about this so early in the season?
not?
That means we have a title fight.
He's gonna say just like this when they throw it to him. Okay?
To whom it may concern
Yhancy didn't hear it.
to whom it may concern
Damn it!
All right. So this has been a fun episode, actually. So anything else, boys?
We need this weekend to come because the track is always packed with action. Even in practice, even
we
in
didn't-
qualifying.
you know what we didn't
I would
talk
love to
about?
see Leclerc again crashing in the castle.
I touched base on the one guy,
so
and
stupid.
Yhancy mentioned the other guy. Ferrari's going to be, no pun intended, a dark horse in this race, combating McLaren. They've shown pace. They both like this track, both drivers.
Show pace at Monaco.
No, dude.
Oh, I was gonna say, whoa.
Recently,
If
they've
we
shown
had
pace.
more of, let's say, a sector 2 through the castle section, I would say that Ferrari does have an outside chance to beat McLaren, but there's so many straights here, and that Mercedes engine is so quick. That's why I'm not. Now, Leclerc is quick on this track, but again, I don't think the engine power is going to help them on these straights, man. And they do have a version of the Bendy Wing, but
I think
it's
by
the
this
third
point,
best engine on the
Yes.
on the grid.
I think by this point, everyone has a version of
So-
what they're doing.
I'm going to ask another question because I just like this conversation. We just talked about the Mercedes engine. Does George Russell score a point?
something
Nope.
has to happen if that happens.
Nope.
Okay, the 2 Mercedes, the 2 Red Bulls,
They do have a podium on this
the
track.
2 McLarens,
Williams.
They do.
So but then all
the
right.
Ferraris.
You have
the Aston
You have the
Martins.
Ferraris. You have the Aston Martin. Aston Martin has a Mercedes engine, and they're looking quicker too.
The Alpines.
Alpine always does good and fast.
And
Ocon
you know
is
what?
killing
And,
it this
yeah,
year.
you know what? And Alpines on fast tracks like these, they do well.
Dude, you think
What'd you just call me? No, I'm kidding.
you think that
Oh, what?
the
Alpine.
Williams? I mean, I can't. You think the Williams is gonna outpace the AlphaTauris in this track?
We just talked about the
even
Mercedes engine.
or even the Alfa Romeo.
We just talked about the Mercedes
Yeah,
engine.
yeah, but the Mercedes
Yeah,
has
but
not
that car
worked.
Yo,
is
but the Alfa
drag.
Romeos look good.
Yeah, they look, and they were
It's
pretty
got my
quick
boy,
in
Giovinazzi.
qualifying.
The Mercedes engine has not helped
The Baku Bullet.
the Williams
Yeah,
in the
Baku
last couple
Bullet.
of years. Baku Bullet.
All right. Sorry, we're getting a little squirrely.
No, Williams car's too draggy. I don't see it.
Draggy. What a drag.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you like what you hear, make sure to follow us on @JumpToStartF1 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to hit the graphic here. We're on a lot of podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Stitcher. We're also on YouTube. What's up? You can see us. And again, I'm going to mention it: @JumpToStartF1 on Twitter, @JumpToStartF1 on Instagram. Stop by, say hello.
Can they say the hello the way Yhancy says it? Hi.
Maybe.
Yeah, super dry. We take those two.
All right, gentlemen.
Well done, Baku.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk in a week.